I'm going to explain basically how the random generation works. So, really simply, you have this spawn room. This spawn room's always here, and it chooses one door to be open. Okay? So, there you go. Game starts, immediately chooses one room. One spot. I need to say spot because that's the correct terminology. Chooses this spot. This tag turns on. Now, this tag is the room spawn position tag, and there's going to be a bunch of them. So, like multiple room spawn position tags can be on at the same time, and that's okay. When I press R2, or when the room spawner spawns a room, that room will teleport to an existing room spawn position tag. Now, since we only have one here, we know that it's going to teleport to this tag. So let's spawn it in. I'm going to press R2, and a new room spawns in right on this tag. And you see the tag immediately turns off. That's important, because we don't want rooms continuously spawning here. So, okay, so this new room spawns in, and this is what happens. This logic right here, this is the, I think I call it, what do I call it? Scaffolding controller, right. Because it's controlling, it's spawning in the scaffolding. That's what I call this just empty dungeon. It's scaffolding, basically. So the scaffolding controller, this room spawns in. No spots are open. Let me show you again. See how this logic deletes itself? The scaffolding controller randomly chooses at least one spot to be open. So this spot is open. It chose one. It could be two, it could be three, it could be all of them. It's random. But at least one. Okay, so it chose this one. Then the logic for these two doors deleted itself because it wasn't needed. But that's less procedural generated and more optimization, so I shouldn't have even said that. But anyway, so now this spot is open, and you'll have to take my word for it. This tag right here is also on, well, is now on right here. So that tag, this tag is off, but that same tag is on right here. So I'm going to spawn in another room, and there you go. Same thing happens. I'm going to keep spawning in until I get 2 spots open. There you go, 3. Okay, cool. 4. Wow. So, okay, right now the room spawn position spot is on here, 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 and here. So now when I spawn in the room, the teleport, I didn't get to the teleporting yet, but so I use a teleporter to, right when the room is emitted, it uses a teleporter to the room spawn position tag. Now, you can't teleport to 4 tags at the same time, so it randomly chooses, it's not actually random, it's whatever's closest, it's probably going to be this one. It randomly chooses one of these tags to spawn to teleport to. Yep, it was this one. Notice how, and so that's how the procedural generation works. Now with this one, notice how these 2 doors weren't opened, weren't selected. That's because the, like this logic chip thing that was here and here, it sensed that there's a room here, and it told the scaffolding controller not to choose them, so it chose this one. Another example. The room spawned here. This logic that was here that deleted itself, it sensed that there was an open door here, so it opened itself here. It told the scaffolding controller that, and the scaffolding controller chose another room to open. So that's basically it. I know I haven't looked at chat yet. This is where it teleports. So the second this room spawns in, or any of the rooms, it immediately sends a pulse to this teleporter to room spawn position. And here's the gizmo, and it aligns it perfectly. It's aligned with the grid. Yeah. So that's how it works. Do you guys have any questions? Do you sense with a trigger zone on each? Yep. So that's, yeah, sort of. Oh, and there's one more thing I missed. Let's find it. There. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say why that happened. It just tried, so you saw the room appear and then delete itself. It tried to spawn a room it just tried to spawn a room right here. But this room is already here, so it can't. So it immediately deleted itself. So let me show you how that happened before I show you the other stuff. I had like a hitbox, right? Trigger zone. Hitbox of this room. So if it senses another room, it deletes itself, basically. What are you doing? Get out of here. Alright. Okay, so that's how it senses if a room is inside itself. If another room is inside it. Here, let me show you this logic, though. So, we have existing door. This checks if there's an existing door. And if it does, it, laser scope checks if there's a room here in the immediate... So it checks if there's like a physical room in its way. I was using a zone before, but a laser scope is cheaper, I believe. Not that it really matters, but it just makes more sense, in my opinion. And that's it. Just those two things. Yeah, that's it. Just wow, yeah. So yeah. Do you guys have any other questions? But so that's basically how the procedural generation works. After deleting itself, does it choose another room at random until it finds a fit? What do you mean after deleting itself? Though it only... Oh! So this is the cool thing. This is the really, really cool thing. Okay, remember when I said it spawns at an open room spawn position tag? Well, when it deletes itself, the tag turns back on. Right? And so the spot is open again, and it'll choose... Oh, whoa, this is playing. It'll choose a different one. It'll choose a different size room. So how I have this randomizer set up, it's shuffle. So it goes through them all, basically. So it's not going to just keep shoving in rooms that don't fit. It'll cycle through all of them.